Hello everybody. This is just a quick video just to kind of reiterate the CPC guide. I wanted to show you guys that, which I'll put up in a few minutes. But of course, respect to everybody. Keep doing what you're doing. Whatever it is that you're doing, if people don't support you, just keep it moving. You guys know my motto. Look at my book and you will see, a lot of inspirational things inside my book that will kind of keep you going. And just keeping on. If you guys have to be home, read a book, educate yourself, especially those of you who are going to be CPC coders. Look at the news. Keep looking at the news, because a lot of that stuff on there, like I told you guys before, that stuff's on your test. They're talking about all kind of medical terms that, that may be on your test. There's a section in your CPC guide that talks about, anti-immunizations and vaccines and different things like that. That's on your test. That's on your test. It's in one of these pages, and it's in one of your class lessons as well. But, you guys just make sure that, if you can get this book, try to get it. If you can't, don't worry about it, because as long as I have all the 220 books, we're good. But I'm still working on trying to get you guys the books. And again, the class is going to be small to start out with, because I'm not going to take on too many. I got to see how this is going to work out. One of the other things I wanted to show you guys was the labeler that I was telling you about, which this is a quickie. I haven't even taken it out the box yet, but this is the labeler. Get this so that you can tab your CPC book. So that you can get to what you need to get to really quickly. And these are the tabs. I'm not doing it yet. I'm going to do it, after a while, maybe a week or so. We'll go ahead and start with this. Your coding books, they need to be tabbed. Okay, so just make sure that you tab them up so that when you're taking your test, you can go to find what you need to find. Again, the E&M section is a fairly long section. We're going to go over that in many terms. But a lot of you guys, again, you guys already know coding. Some of you guys that are in the front end, a lot of those essential workers that have to be at work. I'm talking about the registration, admission, down in the emergency room, what do we call them? PSA, PAS, patient service access workers. Y'all have to be there. Y'all got to register those patients, guide those patients. Those who need insurance taken away from them, you got to get that insurance from them. Those are the front end people. Those are the front end people. The coders and revenue cycle, that's all the back end. But those front end people, those are essential workers. So, you guys that are already doing that, you want to move ahead, get the book, just keep it moving. Or log on to the class, send me an email, I'll put you in if you want to know something to keep it moving once this thing is over. I shouldn't say this thing, because it's traumatizing. It's something else. Something else I wanted to show you really quickly. I have so much stuff in here, I haven't even figured out what I do want to show you, but I did want to come on so I can show you guys that labeler, because I've gotten a lot of emails about the labeling of the books. Also, if you guys, again, go to thrift.com. You can get a used book, get a 2019, that's fine. You're not going to take your test with these books. I want you to take, when you're taking your test, use 220. Okay, and you see me with my hands all in my face and stuff. That's why I got to have gloves when I go outside. So that's pretty much what we're going to talk about when we go on the next segment. But just make sure that when you do get the book, you're studying your book. And again, the 220 book, it's not that much different than the other one. There's a couple of tweaks in there where they kind of made this printing smaller and X, Y, Z. But don't worry about that. Just see if you can get the books from the thrift until we, are acquired with new books. Because a lot of your work is derived from AAPC. Okay, your work is derived from AAPC. I did use a step-by-step curriculum, but AAPC is where your work is going to come from. So that's the main thing, because the gist of this course is for you to pass your certification. Those of you who do not want to go that far, you do not have to take the course so that you can learn billing, or you can learn an introductory level of coding. You can get old books for that. That's fine, because they've not changed much. That insurance handbook has not changed too much. you can get it for $20, you know. So that's what I want you guys to do. Probably tomorrow I'm going to come on again. Um, and then I'll have these other books and things down open. I have some over there that I just received. I have to open too. But don't worry about that. I will just do thrifts just so you can kind of get the gist of what you're going to do. And I will get back to you. I'm finishing this segment right here. I did want to go over the immunization stuff. I'm not going to do that right now. I don't even have the computers open. I just kind of came on just to let you know that, because I got a lot of emails about that, about the labeling and stuff. But I'm going to label. I'm going to show you step by step how to label. It's not that serious. All you're doing is typing it in and printing out the label and putting it on the little sticky thing. But the labeling helps you to flip. It helps you to flip. There are some things that I need you to get to. Like, I'm doing the medicine section now. I'm doing medicine. So, but there's some things in there that might be on your test that's talking about the dialysis and the ESRD stuff, like the AV fistula that's in a different section other than the medicine section. So they start talking about the AV fistula, that's in the 30,000 section. So we got to talk about that, because I don't want you to get to that dialysis section in the medicine and then they start talking about AV and then you don't know where to get those codes from because they're not in the medicine section. So definitely got to make a small note there. I've not uploaded the quiz yet because I got to look at those quiz again and make sure everything is good with them before I upload those quiz. I know, Vanessa, you asked me about the quiz. I think I gave you old quiz that we have for the other class, but the new quiz I'm going to try to upload them this weekend. But you've got to have the books to do the quiz. So I think some of you guys have the old books, that's fine. And I see, a lot of you guys that hit me up from Instagram. I'm going to start putting a link on Instagram instead of just loading those videos, because when you guys are sending me overloaded emails, not overloaded, I don't care. If you look at this thing on YouTube, you can type something in and I'll go ahead and respond to it. Because the videos that are going to be in the classroom will not be for YouTube. They're just uploaded in the classroom. You're not going to see them. These videos that I put on Instagram and YouTube and stuff like that, now anybody can look at them. They're not really that invasive. They're just, pretty much tutoring and, pretty much letting you guys know, what's going on. But again, just take your time and go ahead and get the book, the Medical Billing and Coding book. You can go on my website, www.sapphirefinancialtraining.com, and you can order that book from there, or you guys can make a $5 or $10 donation from there. That money that's donated on my website, that's what we're using for the books. That's how we're getting the books for the students, because some of you students do need books. And, once we start getting donations for that, we'll go ahead and purchase books for you guys. But for the meantime, don't worry about it, because I have some. So I'll get with you next time. And, everybody keep the faith. I don't know if it's looking better or, they got a vaccine, but it's not for, to stop it. It's to not having it prolonged so long. And hopefully they can save lives from that. So today is supposed to be the day where, a lot of things are lifted. My son is in Dallas, Texas. I have to make sure he's not roaming around just because they opened up 1 or 2 stores. My daughter's in New York, and she, Rennie, she got to go downstairs or go to get someplace. So, you're really trying to keep your family together. And, my mother doesn't go out. So, we try to order things. I order things online and have them sent to her house so she's not worried about going out and getting anything. But, you gotta do what you gotta do. But, in a better note, you still want to think about other things that you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to think about my wedding in 2022. I can't even think about that. It's just, every time when I put it in my mind, Kevin calls me, what's going on? What did you, I haven't done anything. I think all the stuff that we had from, I don't even know how long ago when I was planning then, it's still in boxes. But I was just trying to think of something on a much better note than all these deaths and people dying and passing away. And a lot of my girlfriends, they are wondering, oh Lord, Lisa hasn't done so and so. You're right, I haven't. My cousin would say, sometimes I be so wishy-washy. I don't know which way I'm going. But you just got to get yourself into a mode where let's do this. We got to do this. You know what I'm saying? And I was watching, TV this morning about, what can we do? I don't know. I think I'm going to send like probably 10 or 15 books to Hartford Healthcare. And I'm going to give those books out to those front end workers, administration, the ER clerks, and, you know, the revenue cycle type of front end. And I don't know when I'm going to do it yet, but I did just, get the books ready, and I bought the packages to put the books in. But I think I'm going to physically take them to the hospital just so, I got to give them something. I don't know. Even my niece, she's a front end worker, and she does administration, registration. Shout out to Sharina. And she goes to work every day. I spoke to her yesterday morning. She's on lease. I'm on my way to work. And everybody, my nephew, everybody works for the hospital. So, like I said, I'm a family of a hospital. So, fortunately, I can do what I do, at home, and I don't have to be there. But I'm telling you right now, I am seriously thinking about going to school for RN. I said that I was. And the reason why I was saying it was because RNs also do coding. Sometimes the supervisors and the managers, administrators, they are RNs, and they are coders too, because they work with the doctor hand in hand. A lot of those subscribers, people who type in, doctors, what they do, they follow doctors around, stuff like that. They supervisors are RNs. So, I was thinking about doing that. Somebody was asking me that a while ago, but I've been talking about that I might go back for another degree for RN. I don't know if I'll do RN. I think I'll probably do LPN. I don't know if I'll last through the whole segment of the RN, because once you have a graduate degree, once I got the master's degree, I can't go into RN. My master's degree is healthcare administration, and my bachelor's degree is business administration. Then the associate's is billing and coding. You can't just switch over, and then get financial aid and all that kind of stuff to do RN. You have to have been doing it already. So I would probably do like a certificate license program for LPN. And shout out to everybody. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. Because this is a time for thinking. It's like, what do I want to do? And they were talking about East Coast, West Coast this morning. And, you thinking like, why they leaving? Because what? I mean, it just didn't make no sense to me. I mean, they had like all these people leaving from Connecticut going to South Carolina, North Carolina. I'm like, well, I move around all the time, but I move around for business and family. So, I still said to myself, this year I'm going to be landmark. I'm not going to be moving around that much. That's why I'm starting my online institution. And, I'll still be working in the hospital. So, yes, of course, I'll be doing birth. So, that's just a word to the wise, let you guys know that, even if you're home, I don't care if you're watching the baby, you're watching TV, you just chilling, click on Miss Lambert, go to my YouTube channel, Sapphire Physician Coding and Billing. Watch all those little videos and stuff. Get yourself motivated to do something. I do not charge for the class. Now, you guys can get in and look at the old class, remember? The new class is not ready yet. Yeah, I'm still sticking to that. I'm not going to charge in the beginning for the classroom. You guys do see a fee that's on my Facebook page, Sapphire Financial Training at LBC Fink. L is Lisa Lambert, BC is Billing and Coding, FIN is Finance, and the K is for Corinne. That's my oldest child. I had to throw her in there somewhere. She's a mess. But you guys are at home, you want to go to school for something, take the billing and coding class. It's primarily a coding course, and I'm not going to lie, it's for more advanced, but it is also for beginners as well. Depending, you got to tell me where you're at, and I'll put you in the right direction on the course. If you are a beginner, you must get the book. I would suggest that you buy the book. If you're a beginner. Okay, so that's what we're going to begin with the beginners. Read the book, just get an idea about that medical terminology and all that stuff. Because the books and things like that are very expensive. And the only thing that and this is why I'm having a course like how it is, because the books are so expensive. I mean, you need like 6 or 7 books. I'm not even gonna lie, you need 6 or 7 books. But because I have the books, you do not have to get all those books right now. But at some point, just build yourself up to get those books. I don't care if they're old books. A lot of times when you get old books, the pages change, or the numbers change, the chapters change. And I had my students, they get old books, and then I just used to just kind of counteract. Tell me what year you got, and I'll put you in the right chapter. It's the same thing. So, and that's a good thing. That's why I said if you get 2018 or 2019, the chapters may be different. let me see what chapter your cardiology is in, and I'll tell you what chapter my cardiology is in. That's how we're going to do it. And I have to look through it to make sure none of the codes have changed or anything like that. Now, the coding is different. Y'all got to get to 220 because the codes do change and regulations and stuff do change. So for the tests, you have to have 220. For the training, we got to do what we got to do the best we can. So, at some point, I'm going to have like a tutoring type of cafe thing. That's in the future. Y'all heard me talk about that before. I'm going to do that because, before I used to have it in my house, but I ain't trying to have everybody coming to my house like I used to before. I might get a little place, I don't know. Kevin might build me something in the yard or something like that. I don't know, get him something to do since he's retiring next year. Yeah, my fiance is retiring next year. That's all he talking about. He's retiring time. Okay, so you're going to be home all day. I'm definitely going to be settling down then. But on another note, shout out to all the nurses. Respect to the nurses. Shout out to the educators. Respect to the teachers. I know y'all are struggling because it is hard to look at them. Get email from thrift books. They know I'm talking about them. It's hard to transition from a transitional teacher. What do you call it? Traditional teacher to a online instructor. And I was blessed because we did both. So and my regional manager, what was it? Regional director. Shout out to Sinclair. And he not done that. I just been clueless on this online thing and online teaching. I mean, shout out to Sinclair. I mean, he is, that was my ace boon coon when we was at the college. So I learned a lot from Sinclair, and the online thing was one thing that he put everybody on. We needed X, Y, Z, and we did it. But again, shout out to all the essential workers. Shout out to my sister, my nephew. They going out here every day, to the hospital and doing their thing. My sister haven't missed a day, which she is not. I mean, we rarely ever miss days. I could say that about my family. We don't call in sick. We don't miss days. Even my nieces, they don't miss days. Sharina, she never misses. She going to work. And that's how it is because that's the way we grew up. You know what I'm saying? That's how we grew up. My mother went to work every day. You know what I'm saying? Every day. It's not a day my mother didn't go to work. You know what I'm saying? So, and we were raised, by our mother. So we did what we saw her do. And by the grace of God, our kids do what we do. They know what it's like to work. They know what it's like to get money. They know what it's like not to have money. So, they know what it's like to have an education, and by the grace of God, they all, went to school and was educated. And, they know life. If they didn't go to school, then they know life from each one of us. So that's what I want you to do. You guys got to know life. And this thing that's going on right now, I'm telling you, every time I get like a dream, I'll probably get up about 2 or 3 o'clock. And sometimes you just lay down and you just can't get up because you're number one. Before I even get up, I try to pray for the people that died. Pray for these people that passed away because it's unbelievable. And I'm going to pray for the people that's passing away from other stuff too. My sister passed away. I still can't believe my sister is gone. It's like disbelief. I can't understand, what happened with that. And I came from North Carolina. I think I was here like 2 weeks or something like that. And I think, and it happened. But I was glad I was here because normally I'm not in New York. Well, I'm in Connecticut now, but normally I'm not in New York. And I was there during that time. But, you got to do what you got to do. And while you guys are home, everybody doesn't have money. Everybody doesn't have, all this stuff that you can just, kind of get. But, you got to pray every day. By the grace of God, He's going to be right there for you. And I see a lot of stuff on Facebook, about praying and different things like that. And I wasn't, any of y'all got anything to pray about, put it on my Facebook. I don't hold no balls against that. And you want to talk about church, whatever you want to talk about, go ahead and talk about it because there's no way that we'll make it. When I was baptized many years ago, you come up out of that water, you're a whole different person. I'm going to tell you right now. It's like every hate or every animosity that I did have, it just went out the door. I was like I was a different person. I'm telling you. It's like when I was baptized and I came up out of that water, I ain't got those pictures here. I got them down south. When I go home, I'm gonna put them on Facebook. I probably put them on Facebook before. I was like about 100 pounds less. But when I came up out of that water and Pastor had me, I'm telling you, I seen like a light or something. And I'm telling you, when you get baptized and you get saved in Jesus Christ, you are a different person. I am not lying. You have some people that, they pray and then they go to church and stuff like that. Respect to all of them. And respect to the ones who have been baptized under the water. I mean, it was like you're a different person. I'm telling you, that's why I don't really be mad at people. I don't. People say whatever they want to say. I don't be getting mad at people. You have people that are jealous of you, people that just don't like you. You don't even know why. Even if you do dirt, you're doing your own dirt. You ain't got nothing to do with you. Would you mad at me? But it is so crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's like people who can forgive are the people who do the best. People who forgive are the people who do the best. You have to treat people with respect. Disrespect is not a word. You know what I'm saying? Go scream and yell in the closet, but don't be going out blurting out nothing crazy to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because you have people that wake up in the morning that just say some crazy stuff. I used to have to just block everybody on my Facebook. Don't get on my Facebook talking crazy. If you mad at whoever, keep it to yourself. But, especially during this time, everybody, thank God for who you are. Just keep praying every day. I'm telling you, keep praying every day. I'm so blessed, I don't know what to do. Anytime you go back down, you come back up. You know what I'm saying? Just keep praying. You know what I'm saying? And this is how you have to do. When God bless you with something, you have to bless other people. You have to bless other people. If I get a refund for $100, and I'm not even looking for this refund. Miss Lambert, we owe you a refund. Get out. I split it with my mother. She don't know that, but the stuff I ordered for her came from that. But I'm just saying, you got to thank God for life, because he can take it away. He can take it away. He'll bring you back. He'll bring you back in another light, but he also, he can take it away. He'll bring you up there with him. And he said, okay, you sit by me. You stay by me, since you ain't got sense enough to act down there. I'm bringing you up here. And a lot of time people say things in Jesus Christ, even though y'all know I don't be talking about the Lord, because I don't know how many of y'all are on my side with that or not. But just keep faith. Keep faith. That's all you got to do, is keep faith. When somebody tries to take your faith and turn it into hate, and somebody tries to take you and turn you into a monster, it's only because they have a monster in them. They may not be a monster, but they have a monster in them, and they want to see people miserable. Wash it off. These times that's going on right now, this is why you got to keep it moving. This is why you got to keep it moving. I'm 22 minutes in. You guys know I told y'all I'll be trying to cut these things short, but I just had to come on because you see this thing behind me? I bought it a few years ago, and I bought it to, to keep the kids in, so they'd be running around Wendy's house when we were living in New York, when I come up from North Carolina. And I said, well, let me use this thing, because, I'm getting tired of looking at the window, on top of my bed. That's my bed y'all be seeing back there. So I have expanded and made this thing bigger. You know what I'm saying? So I could have more room, or, in case something fly out or something. But anyway, I'm working on medicine. I'm working on medicine chapter, which is good, because I was just working on the allergy section. And my son has allergies real bad. And a lot of people mistake him have asthma, or they might mistake that he does have the virus or whatever. And, I'll be trying to tell him, Dimitri, put your mask on and take your medicine and stuff like that. And he do, but, I'll be scared. Don't go out. Sometimes I call him at 4 or 5 in the morning. He's about an hour and a half ahead of me or something like that. He said, Mom, what you doing? I'm just checking on you. Because he's like me. My son is... He's like me. You should see his room in Dallas. There, he got a whole setup worse than mine. He got stuff everywhere, books, computers, this, that. My son is ridiculous, and it's so crazy, because when you see your kids and they do the same stuff that you do, I be cracking up, especially Dimitri. He doesn't even know, he's just like his mama. He is just like his mama. My son is very educated. My son, I'm so proud of my son, And he used to say, I'm telling you, he's like computer whiz. But thank God he's finished with school. When this thing first jumped off, he was in his last week of school. He is finished. It's time for him to graduate. We can't do any of that now, but I'm pretty sure they postponed it to next year. But again, let me stop, Jay. See how I get thrown off? Focus on the coding. Focus on the coding. The billing is in there. I put a drip of billing in there because there's a drip of billing and coding period. So, just stay focused. That's all I need you guys to do. Do not give up. Don't go look at the code and go, oh, I don't want to do it no more. You get stuck, just call me, send me a message or something. Instagram people. I'm going to stop loading these videos on Instagram. I'm going to start putting a link on there. That's what I'm going to start doing. Because I don't even half know how to work Instagram. Y'all know I'm still learning how to work Instagram. But we'll get it. We'll get it. I want to go into John Hopkins site and see what's going on in there. I love that hospital. I think my niece works there. Toya works. See, I got a whole family of everybody works at the hospital. So we all are essential workers. You know what I'm saying? I'm more of a teacher type, but I'm telling you, I'm gonna go to school for that RN. And a lot of people, I've seen that thing on Facebook. You just go to school for RN. Who want to be an RN now? And I was like, well, I do. And I do. I do. I don't know about the RNs specifically on the floors, but RNs do other things other than deal with patients. They do a lot of things other than dealing with patients. So that's where we're at. I will hit y'all up later on. I'm 25 minutes in. I'm shutting this down. I'm going to see y'all next time. I'm not putting any work on there, so don't look for any work. This is just a word to the wise. I just wanted to show you all the book. And I got the old book. I might send you that one, Vanessa. I got 2 books I might send you, Vanessa. You guys send me your address. So I'm going to talk to you guys next time. Have a good day. Be safe. And don't be like me. I'm on CNN. I'm be sitting here working, and I'm be on CNN half and half. Which I shouldn't be, but I gotta watch CNN and see what's going on. They got everything on CNN. Okay, so you guys have a good day. I'll see y'all next time.